Right, next question. We've got a few left. Rockies fan Denver says, greetings, guys. Just found your podcast. Love it. A bit of background. I am totally blind. Been listening to wrestling since I was 6 years old in California, or Southern California. So being blind, the announcers are critical for me to enjoy the product. What are your thoughts on I'm reading how it's saying it. The best commentators, my opinion, is Gordon Soley and Lance Russell. Your thoughts, Dutch? Love the podcast.
Oh, I would agree, but I would put Lance in front of Gordon. Gordon has a type voice. He has an unusual voice, where Lance has a smooth voice, so he can make like cow poo poo, look like cream, or sound like cream. But I would say there's one more in there you got to include, and that's JR. Because JR, I think JR, not necessarily the moves, where that was Gordon's specialty, naming the moves, and even Lance. But I think Lance was the smoothest. I think JR was the most excitable. And you never saw really Gordon Soley really get excited. But if you're listening to it, they would really give you, and especially as this gentleman was talking about, he's blind, so he has to have things explained to him. And I think any one of those can explain it to you. Who would you rate number one announcer of all time up to now?
Do you know what's funny is because there's even been a blind commentator with Leroy McGurk. Isn't that right?
And he commentated too?
He commentated, yeah.
How could he commentate?
Well, I think whoever it was, I think it might have been Jim Ross who was doing the lead. And
I never met him.
And then Leroy would just sort of just feel out the crowd and just agree with whatever Bill Watts or JR or whoever he was commentating would, he basically just guessed what was happening and then, just go off the sound of the fans, I guess.
Yeah, Leroy McGurk, he was blind. What was his daughter's name?
Mike McGurk.
Mike McGurk.
Yeah.
Nice lady.
Yeah.
I met her a couple of times. But I would say I would put, of all of them, play-by-play, I would have to put JR. But overall, I would put Lance. And I would rate them JR, Lance, and Gordon.
In that order?
Yeah, probably. They were all good.